Hello, mate.
Are you alright?
Yeah, how you doing? Good
Yeah,
weekend?
not too bad. Yeah, it's my first day. It's the first time here, so I've got my life now. It's good.
How long have you been a cop?
I've been a cop just over a year now.
So you swore an oath?
Yeah.
You remember it?
No.
You can't remember it. That's what you're supposed to do, isn't it?
But I remember it.
Yeah.
It's quite a good paragraph.
Yeah.
But,
there's a part about protecting people.
Yeah. It's
upholding the law.
Yeah, something like that. Something along those lines.
So, like, do you know the difference? Like, basically, I've been looking into like difference between legal and lawful, and statutes and acts. And what's the difference between statutes and acts and law in a common law jurisdiction?
Those sort of questions. Unfortunately, what I do is I'm a special constable.
Oh, you're a special?
Yeah, I do this.
So you look like you're impersonating a proper one. So, like, what?
A proper one.
Well, one that's sworn an oath. So how comes?
I still swear an oath.
Do you?
Yeah.
You don't, do you?
What's that?
You don't swear an oath?
No, don't need to.
So how comes? What's the difference between you swearing an oath and this man swearing an oath?
That's what I told you.
Go on, do you know?
What the difference is?
Yeah.
We don't have all the powers he does.
No.
Hang on a minute. Isn't there a Roman maxim in law that equality before the law is paramount and mandatory? So we're all equal before the law.
He knows the law, he studied law for this one.
These sort of things aren't really my forte.
No, they just teach you a procedure, and then you've got to get that procedure correct, or it's not given the force of law. But then that's where your training stops. They don't tell you what the force of law is, or definitions in law.
Well, what we do is obviously there's rights and wrongs. There's ways and means of doing things. We don't handle the laws. Well, we handle the laws. We don't make the laws. We just enforce them and make sure everything's upheld.
Well, you enforce the statutes and acts, but you uphold the law.
Yes.
Because enforcing the statutes and acts is all about commerce. The statutes and acts, you're basically working for a registered corporation trading for profit.
Right.
The police. And then if you arrest someone, you'll send them on to another corporation called the courts.
Yeah.
And that's where the money extraction comes out. And it is all about, we're ruled by consent. So when you go to court, it's all about contract, and then like you're contracting with them in court because it's all about the name. Like if you saw me riding my bike on a path, what would you say to me?
Riding a bike,
Yeah.
a push bike.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll let you carry on.
You'd let me carry on. But within your training, would I be allowed to? Is it against
Depends where it is. And
a law? Let's say a road that's just in a public area, a town centre.
it depends what zoning. If it's a place that you're not supposed to ride your bike and it's clearly labelled, then you'd stop doing it.
Well, I don't understand, right? Because like what I see is my understanding of common law is no harm, loss, fraud, and breach of the peace, which is a bit wide.
Yeah.
But then you've got the statutes and acts, which requires consent. So what statute would I be breaking, and what gives you the authority over me? Have I consented to contract with you?
I said I'm not going to stand there and lie to you.
Interesting stuff, though, no?
It is. The trouble is, it's so wide and it's so easy to get something wrong in our position that, I don't know, you've got to do the best what you think at the time, and then obviously act on your decision and be responsible for it.
Well, I think we've all got to be responsible for our actions. It's just the game of commerce that has slipped into what you're supposed to be doing is protecting people, and what you're truly doing now is protecting the banker's interest and money. It's all about commerce, and I don't agree with that part.
I don't see that completely. I mean, I've been to so many jobs where you're protecting people.
Yeah, that's great, and I think that's an honourable part and why most of you guys probably joined. But then when you look at how big the job is, you can't remember over 60,000 statutes.
No.
So ignorance of the law excuses no man.
Yeah.
It's quite simple. The law is no harm, loss, fraud. The rest does require consent. If you ask somebody their name, they'll give you their name, date of birth. You want them to tell the truth, right?
Yeah.
Now, do you know your first name?
Yes.
Your surname?
Yeah.
And your date of birth?
Yeah.
Right. What do you think your first name is?
Well, I know what my first name is.
Oh.
Okay.
All right. Right. So you know what your first name is,
Yeah.
and how do you know that?
Because my birth certificate, that's what my parents named me.
Your birth certificate will clearly state on it not to be used as identification. Crown copyright. So who owned that name?
You're going to tell me the crown.
Obviously, right? Date of birth. How do you know your date of birth?
It's also on my certificate.
So it's on your certificate or your mother told you.
Yeah.
So once again, certificate says ID, and the birth certificate, the date of birth your mother tells you, hearsay. It's not admissible. So if you want me to tell you the truth, have you got any proof that I'm liable to have such a thing?
It is very true. It is very true, and I don't agree with all the laws that are out there either. But like I said, all we do is enforce them.
Well, I think you do a good job, and it's a hard job.
And I'm glad to hear it. Yeah.
Well, anyway, have a good weekend, mate.
And you.
Hope to see you
Thank
again. Have a good one.